This is Greenland, a Danish territory between the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans, currently home to just 56,000 people, which means that statistically 1 in 136,000 people alive today live in Greenland. For reference, here is a probability that you'll get struck by lightning within the next 7 years, but please, sub to PewDiePie before you do. While it isn't nearly as big as the Mercator projection makes it look, it is still pretty damn big, at 2.1 million square kilometers. This paired with a really low population makes it the single least densely populated inhabited territory in the world. But here's the thing, Greenland is a little bit chilly, which makes living there less than ideal, as most of the land is covered by a really big ice sheet, and the small bits of land that are exposed are broken apart from the ice sheet eroding it away. And let's not forget about permafrost, which is almost everywhere and a super big problem, meaning that most Greenlandic houses have to be built on slightly raised stilts rather than a block of concrete. Really small settlements are built on the exposed bits of land, usually ranging from the size of Siorapaluk at 68 people, to the size of Upernavik at around 1,000, although Ilulissat and Nuuk are a bit bigger than that. Greenland's geography makes it almost impossible to connect them with roads, as the settlements are usually separated by hundreds of kilometers, some being on islands, others separated by unpavable ground due to the permafrost below it. In total, there are just 150 kilometers of road on the entire landmass, which is just about far enough to get you from Nuuk to Qeqertarsuaq, which is like this far. If you're talking about paved roads, then it wouldn't even be enough to get you from Nuuk to Qeqertarsuaq, 73 kilometers away. Since driving between settlements is pretty much impossible unless you feel like defying physics, the only two options for travelling within Greenland are air and ferry, and as such every settlement in Greenland has access to at least one of those things. All domestic flights are operated by Air Greenland, which has a very impressive fleet of 9 planes and 19 helicopters. But the thing is, it isn't quite as simple as that. Greenland's weather conditions make it pretty hard to transport people or make shipments, which in turn makes travelling to and from these places really difficult and expensive, although it's still easier than watching the Emoji Movie the whole way through. International flights into Greenland are pretty limited because of the population and lack of demand from tourism, so you can usually only get in through Copenhagen, Iceland, and sometimes Iqaluit during the summer. Greenland also rely on these methods of transport to get goods into the settlements, as pretty much the only edible things that many isolated Greenlandic people naturally have are each other or whatever they can fish out of the ocean, and as you might expect, they aren't big fans of cannibalism and also need a balanced diet, so they get a lot of stuff imported, while at the same time exporting a lot of fish, like so much fish that it makes 90% of their total exports. Greenland receives a huge amount of foreign aid from Denmark of around $650 million, which might not seem like much, but when your population is as low as an average American town, it's actually quite a lot. There have been a couple of moves towards independence in the past, and although they are totally free to go ahead with it, they are incentivized not to because they would lose that huge block of foreign aid from Denmark, which is a very bad idea. So that is how one of the most desolate places on Earth functions, and with the issue of global warming arising, their way of life may drastically change in the future, and probably not in a good way. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment, and maybe even subscribe for more, and also this guy declared YouTube war on me and his 10 viewers spam my YouTube comment sections, so if you're feeling really generous, please take a minute or two out of your day to spam his most recent video with #toiletfire. First link in description. Anyway, thanks, and I will catch you all maybe sometime this year with another video.